I'm Sam.
I'm Adam.
And you're listening to episode 15 of the PM Metal Guide podcast. What are we talking about today?
Well, we're talking about a few things. We're talking about why the power metal genre, or subgenre, I guess, is not our favorite in any aspect. And we're going to discuss sort of why that's the case in detail. But that's our primary topic. January is a slow month. We don't have a lot of really hot topics. So we're going to be scrambling for time and for topics in the next coming month. But that's fine.
We got Coma Ecliptic cast next week.
We
Don't
do have,
sleep on that.
That's true. We do have the Coma Ecliptic cast, the big one. Adam's finally gonna.
You're gonna listen to it for the second time.
It's gonna be an event. Be here for that. But
before that, what have you been listening to this week?
Well, honestly, a decent amount.
I see 4 Taylor Swift albums. How's your girl?
We can start with the album on everyone's mind. Whole Lot of Red.
Jump at the house. Jump at the house. Jump at the house. Jump at the house. Jump at that bitch.
Did you talk about Whole Lot of Red last week, or am I crazy?
Yeah, no, I said it was. I said it's kind of like the Room of Rap. It's genius.
Right.
It's amazing, but it shouldn't be. I don't know. I like it.
So, I listened to it twice, and the first time I listened to it, dude, I could and I think this is pretty consensus wise. I think everyone sort of gets this, but the first 3 tracks are fucking abysmal.
Dude, what do you mean? Rockstar Made is so good.
No, they're all shit, dude. I cannot listen to them.
Never too much.
It's just
never too much.
Oh, and honestly, I still feel this way even after a few listens. This album is so fucking long, and it doesn't deserve to be.
Oh, dude, what do you mean?
It's an hour.
It's real vamp mode.
Dude, it's so repetitive. Some of the tracks are pretty interesting and good. Like, look, I understand Cardi has talent, but I don't see it on Whole Lot of Red.
Dude, Adam, you got absolutely filtered by a Whole Lot of Red. Dude, you've just been pleb filtered by the biggest pleb filter of 2020.
Maybe it's just because I like Mario Judah's 8-minute EP 10 times more than this record. Purely because of the energy and not even originality. Just drive to perform and create something that, I don't know, engages.
I think from like a technical standpoint, Mario Judah's album's like better. But it's kind of amazing that Cardi's record is good in spite of like everything being atrocious. I don't know. I really like it. I got to stop myself from listening to it because if I listen to it like one more time, it's going to be my most listened to album of all time.
Because there's so many goddamn tracks.
Yeah, because there's 24 tracks.
It's so stupid. It's so long. There's so many ideas crammed into this hour. It feels so bloated.
It's really just one idea. Repeat it over and over again.
That's not it. But all right. And I'm not a fan of that idea. And this still holds true to the Adam hates trap train.
Yeah, Adam, why are you racist, dude?
Adam hates trap.
You just don't like African American art, clearly.
Clearly.
KINGVAMP.
Beside that point, I don't think Whole Lot of Red by Playboi Carti is. I don't think it's a bad album, but it's certainly not for me. And wow, was it difficult for me to get through twice because of purely this track length alone. Like, there are like some real bangers on here, like without a doubt, dude. Vamp Anthem. Like, I don't know.
Dude, what about No Sleep, bro? When I go to sleep, I dream about murder.
Dude, I don't know. Some of these tracks are funny. Some of these tracks make me question why I'm listening to the record in the first place. And
I think my favorite track is New Neon.
Yeah.
I really like
I don't remember what that one sounds like.
It's good.
But beside that, fact.
In the greater music world, one in the metal world. MF Doom, Daniel Dumail, legendary jazz rap NYC underground goat, died at 49, and Alexi Laiho of Children of Bodom died at age 41, I think, like yesterday, which
Not
sucks.
fair. Not fair to go into the new year with two pretty big deaths.
Yeah, I mean, obviously one is a little more niche, but I mean, I want to talk. So I'd never listened to Children of Bodom until today. Mm-hmm. I listened to their landmark 2000 record. Isn't it Follow the Reaper, I think?
Mm-hmm.
It's the one that everyone likes.
Yes.
And like that 3 metalcore bands are named after. And so Rip Alexi, I've never obviously been a big Children of Bodom fan. I think we've memed on them a fair amount in the past, but just sucks, man. Just sucks.
No, it is. Above all else, it is not fair to see someone die so young who certainly did not deserve it.
Yeah, and I mean, I know, like, granted, we were never big fans, but his music meant a lot to a lot of people. And holy shit, dude, listening to Follow the Reaper, like, more than anything else, I just hear, like, the influence. Mm-hmm. Like, it, because it's like, it's melodic death metal / power metal. And it literally sounds like Dragon Force, except with harsh vocals.
Right.
And but also, like, I get so much melodic metalcore out of it too. Like, one of the songs is named Every Time I Die, and the group Every Time I Die is named after that. And it just kind of sounds like that whole like melodic metalcore wave, except with all harsh vocals. And it's pretty, like, it's really fun. If I like the style of music, I definitely enjoy it more. But oh my god, the key tones are just abysmal. And it's really cheesy. It's really major key. It's really like over the top. And Alexi's the vocal mixing on his vocals is just bizarre. Like, it sounds really weird. Like, they sound oddly buried, but they're the focus of a lot of songs. I don't know. Look, the music's not for me. There are some bangers. I'm sure if I listened to it a lot, I'd have more fun with it. But nonetheless, it sucks that, you know, like, gosh, I was reading like Matthew Heafy from Trivium posted about it, and like, we probably wouldn't get so many like guitar shredders in the modern day without him. Like, he was the guitar hero for a generation.
And absolutely for another part of the world. I mean, sure, we have like, you know, Van Halen, but I mean, I guess that 2000s generation, and especially those who were in that sort of scene, can only rely on the
they were gigantic, dude, in Scandinavia. They were huge. Yeah. So there's like this crazy video of them playing Helsinki, Finland at midnight, and it's like bright as day, and there's like 10,000 people in the crowd, or I don't know. It's cool. They're definitely really big in Europe and
Helsinki.
You know what? I'm sorry, I'm not a Scandinavia-boo.
Damn.
A Scandinavia-boo.
A Scandinavia-boo.
Yeah,
speaking of, yes, Rip Alexi, Rip MF Doom, rip their shit. Because it's good. Mostly. Yeah. Speaking of Scandinavia, I don't actually have any bands from Scandinavia in my recents. So that's kind of an album. But something that, you know, was probably ripped from Children of Bodom at one point was the Botanist album that came out way back. I re-listened to.
Shut up! It's.
I know. I'm just saying. I want to bring it up again. I just want to bring it up again very quickly. I understand we talked about it, but I re-listened to Photosynthesis, and I mean, obviously, I get the hype. We got the hype at the time, but wow, those tones, those dulcimer tones, are just so weird. It just makes such an interesting album, even after listening to it a whole bunch of times and then revisiting it. Like, it's so much different from literally anything else.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But in terms of new stuff that I guess we haven't talked about, the one that I'm really, I guess, not excited to talk about, but I'm ready to talk about is this second Loviatar album, or Loviatar something.
I've literally never listened to this album.
It's called Lightless. I didn't listen to it either in 2020. But I heard their debut that came out in 2017, and I didn't remember what it sounded like. But I did listen to it because I remember the cover. And I was re-listening, and I saw it on one of the lists. I don't remember whose list. And so I was like, all right, let me check it out. You know what? Actually, some pretty stunning Black Sabbath worship. Like one of the best Black Sabbath worships I've ever heard, with a little bit of post-metal influence and a little bit of stoner influence. So it makes a lot. It's like longer form Black Sabbath is the best way I can describe it. And honestly, it works really well.
I buy it. I totally buy it.
The melodies are
listening to doom metal in 2021.
Literally, the melodies are super sticky. The Aussie clone is great. Like it's a really good sounding album. You can tell this group has been going for now 11 years, even though they're just putting out their second album.
Kind of like Black Sabbath themselves.
Yeah, and I don't know. This is like kind of a baby band. They don't have any other credits like at all. So I don't know. Go check out Lightless by Loviatar. I apologize if there is another way to say that. But they're from Canada, so check them out. I don't know. They're cool. I like the Lightless album.
All right. Speaking of albums that I never listened to in 2020, holy shit, dude! Afterbirth's so good.
Yeah, that album's good.
After seeing it on like 8 lists, I finally gave it the peep, and it's probably the most I've ever enjoyed brutal death metal. And that's saying something.
Oh.
Like it's really fully fleshed out. It's really written. The hum influence and the not even Deftones. I don't know. Alternative metal influence is there, and it's really lends itself to some awesome songwriting moments. The burp vocals are just like perfect.
You like the burp?
Yeah, and I don't know. It's a really good album. If we had listened to it before we finished the list, wink, maybe it'd be on there.
No.
So other than that, also, we mentioned MF Doom passed away, so I've been listening to some of his catalog because I never really, I've listened to like his whole catalog once, but mostly with friends, so never had the chance to dig in. And I've been cranking some Mad Villainy this week, which is him and Madlib's legendary collab that everyone says you should start with, and yeah, it's definitely amazing.
Yeah.
Dude, he knew how to spit.
No, you go back to an album like Mad Villainy, and I don't know. I think it's kind of surreal because you forget how good it is. Like I re-listened to Spiderland again today, and I was like, oh my god,
Normie alert.
No, I know, but like I was like, oh my god, like just you notice things that you haven't noticed before, or you just remember how good the songwriting and instrumentation sounds, and you're just blown away. And I mean, it's the same thing with Mad Villainy.
Yeah, dude, holy shit! On that collab, like both those guys are at their fucking apex.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's phenomenal, and I don't know, rip MF, man.
Rip.
Doesn't feel like sucks. Jesus.
Does not feel real. Does not feel real.
Last album I want to talk about. Actually, I have a few more things. So you ever heard of this band Duster?
I have heard of this band called Duster. I hear they're pretty good.
Pretty good.
I hear they're pretty good.
I've been at my work. I work at Starbucks, and I've had the opportunity to just like play coffee shop music for the past like few days, and I've just been playing.
Duster is anything, it's coffee shop music.
Yeah, so I've been playing some of the Duster albums, and they work really well, and they're so fucking good. Oh my god, it's like
you're having this thing. No, it is perfect slowcore.
Hey, look, I like their self-title a lot when it came out.
Yeah, it's
except I hadn't given Stratosphere the light of day, so
Stratosphere is something else.
I know it's on your or what's it? It's on your like top 100 list or whatever.
It's on my best of albums ever. I think, or at least my personal favorite records. Like, it's just so warm. It's so enticing. It's so quiet. It does everything that it wants to do in such a subtle way, but still accomplishes it with great stride.
Yeah, no, phenomenal work. And last actual album I'll talk about, Luna's Call. I know we talked about it last week, but wow, it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just like straightforward BT Bam worship. There's a lot of like basically every prog band, a lot of Peth, a lot of Stadon.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff often.
A lot of Crimson, a lot of Gentle Giant. You definitely hear that all there. And it's really good. There's a reason why so many Invisible Orange writers put it on their list. Yeah. Those guys know what they're fucking talking about.
Absolutely.
Sauce it back to you.
All right. I don't really have much else other than
Sixth. I see Sixth.
All right, so we'll get to Sixth, but I don't know. That can maybe lead into our discussion. I want to once again mention the AFSCI record off EI Drömmer Mi Dot. Apparently, we were living. They're Dutch. Apparently, we were living under a rock because apparently the entire internet knew about this album and we didn't, which doesn't make a lot of sense.
RYM best of
for the year? No, I don't think so. At least, but regardless, oh man, stunning. I know I mentioned it last week, and I went into a little bit of description, but it's just super well, not focused melodic black metal, but it's just it's really, the band knows what they're doing. It's a one-man project. You can tell it's a one-man project. It's somber. It's atmospheric. It's got everything a good modern black metal album should have. And it just keeps me coming back and back because it's just wicked good. Also, apparently this is a big band because their top song on Spotify has 100,000 plays.
Wow, dude. They're not even black metal anymore. They're poser core.
No, literally. But wicked strong.
Wicked strong guy.
So definitely check out AFSCI's one from this year, their second album as well. But jumping back to The Future in Whose Eyes by Sixth.
In Whose Eyes? Oh, actually, I have something to interject here that's related. Sure. So I listened to Peripheries live in London, right?
Yeah.
And during Reptile, they actually got Mikey Goodman to do the spoken word on stage.
No. Yeah. Stop. That's funny.
No, I know. I heard it and I was like, wait, I don't think that's a track. I think that's him. And then Spencer's like, hear it for this guy.
That's so funny.
But yeah, check out the live album if you haven't. It has some interesting moments.
God. I need to listen to it. I still haven't listened to it live in London.
But sorry, you can go back to talking about the best gent band that ever gented.
Well, after Sam's gaff and goof about Sixth on the last podcast episode, I was intrigued.
Like gaff and goof.
You said at one point, don't you mean the worst Sixth project?
Well, I mean, isn't it?
I mean, all right. Well, obviously it is, but I had to go back and think about like how bad it really was. And
it's a great album, dude. It was like my number 10 for 2017.
I know. I was a tiny bit more underwhelmed on this listen, just because I think that I've caught in the grass, I've learned what makes a better metal song now. And Sixth wanks a lot and they chug a lot. And that's not a bad thing necessarily.
Well, I mean, it helps that their riffs are literally the best in the business.
Yes, true.
If anything, my major critique of The Future in Whose Eyes is also a little too formulaic song structure wise.
Yeah, most of the tracks sound pretty similar. There are absolute some highlights, though.
Oh, totally. But I mean, what makes those original two Sixth records so great is their ability to just like, I don't know, fucking go through a labyrinth of sick metalcore and gent riffs, and then inject all these moments of harmony and melody in there. Like, let's look at a song like Another Sinking Ship. Like, that song has a hook, it has a verse, but you'd never know because of the way it like weaves in and out of it.
Right.
And I think it's one of their best songs.
No,
whereas on The Future in Whose Eyes, the album's pretty like verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, out.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but it's not the Sixth we know and love.
Yeah. And to mention I'm going to interject on your topic a little bit. I forgot Spencer was on that record.
Yeah, dude, Cracks of Light.
When I heard Cracks of Light, I was like, oh my God, I forgot this song existed. Like, completely. So I guess it goes to show.
Dude, the age of mercenaries.
Yeah. I guess it goes.
I still think that's the best song on the record.
I mean, either that or fucking Golden Cufflinks.
No way, dude. I don't like Golden Cufflinks so much.
What? It's a banger.
Ride the Illusion.
No,
What?
Fuck Ride the Illusion.
I like that song. I like that whole album. Slap.
It's a very good album. Definitely check out that record. If you haven't, which you should have, because that's huge. Band's huge.
I mean, they're not that big.
I don't know. Vivid has over 1.5 million streams on.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Am I Am I losing it?
Everything else has almost under 500,000.
Why the hell does Vivid have that many streams?
It was probably in a metal playlist.
Blend Street Bloom, Blend Street Bloom.
What?
Gosh, dude, don't make me listen to Sixth right now, man.
Well, now, yeah. See, you go back, you listen to one Sixth album, and then you're like, all right, I got to go back and listen to the other, and then you're like,
gosh, dude, those first two albums are like 10.
Oh no, they are both. Yeah, you can't even, because I don't know. The first one is kind of an experimental masterpiece, and then the other is just like the best gent album.
Ever. Dude, as the cold rains blow, as the cold rains blow.
Great record, sick, great band. I'd love to see them live again.
I'm pretty sure they're hard broken up again.
I don't know.
Well, no, they did a bunch of shows in like 2017, and then Pin just ceased to exist.
I gotta take a look. See, they're definitely. I don't think they're broken up. But regardless, that's not our topic today.
You should check out Aliases too.
Yeah, check out Aliases.
That album's amazing. Like way better than you think it would be.
I believe it.
With Joe from Sixth.
Yeah.
Speaking of shit tier genres of metal, power metal sucks. Changed my mind.
I just think it's a different value. No,
I agree. I think that's. I was gonna say that's probably the point we're gonna end up coming to, because like at the end of the day, there's a lot of really good power metal, and there's a lot of really good like mellow death or like symphonic, all that stuff that like or folk. It all falls in the same little thing. It just has a very different sensibility and different value structure than the stuff we like.
Yeah, it just. I mean, like, I think when I think metal now, I think black metal. But for the other half of the world, they probably think power metal. Which is weird, but I think it's true. Because, like, I don't know. One time one of my friends, and I told you about this, but I'll tell this story. One of my friends was like, Adam, I like metal. We should talk about this. And I was like, you like metal? Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. I've never met anyone at my high school other than, yourself and me that like metal. And he's like, yeah. He was like, what do you? I was like, what do you like? Do you like American stuff? Or are you like talking about like Metallica and Megadeth and like stuff like that? I'm like, do you know any of these bands? And I listed I was like Gojira, like Dream Theater, Tool. Like, you ever heard of these bands? And I was like, no. I listen to mostly like Scandinavian Melodeath. And I was like, what? Nani? Hello? Who? And I was like, show me a band. And he showed me Ailstorm.
And now, Sabaton, and like Agent Orange, and Jagdpanzer, and Nightwish.
I have full respect for my acquaintance in his, like of Ailstorm. That's fine. But there's a bunch of people that think that way and aren't black metal heads and aren't death metal heads and aren't. I mean, I guess the prog heads kind of lined up. But
well, I was gonna posit my theory, my game theory, if you will.
Please posit your theory.
Well, so there are sort of two schools of melodic metal. There's the prog shit, which obviously we go bananas for.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the power metal stuff, which comes from heavy metal. And we just never really got into heavy metal, and that's why we never really like power metal. I know for me it's a combination of things, but basically anything derived from like the heavy / power school of like melodic metal just is a hard turnoff. and that follows through like melodic death metal, symphonic metal, theatrical metal, like I don't know, whatever you want to call it, folk metal, like all that stuff. It's more of a traditional melodic sensibility that isn't derived from like Yes or King Crimson or Rush. Instead, it's from Judas Priest and Scorpions and like all those bands.
It's funny that you mentioned tradition because I don't know if this holds true, but I would be willing to bet that if your parents put you on to a band like Judas Priest or Iron Maiden or any of the like, you're gonna go into a power metal direction. Whereas with us, who found about heavy music through education, through the internet, obviously, you're gonna, I don't know why, but we gravitated toward the harsher edge. And I don't know if those are in any way correlated.
No, I feel that.
But like, I do think that there is absolutely a traditionalist and purist edge to power metal and heavy metal as a whole. As it's very unchanging. The music hasn't really progressed that much in 40 years. Yeah. So I do think that, well, I'm not making any political statements, as it may sound like that when we're using traditional and blah, blah, blah. Unchanging vibes. Not our
enlightened centrist, watch out.
Not our intentions, but I do think that there is something to say for the sort of like having your parents introduce you to that.
Oh no, totally.
I don't know. Like, I think the first time I heard a Tool song was after I watched like a YouTube video
about Mojo.
It was definitely a Watch Mojo video. So there you go. The first time I listened to metal, quote unquote, was through Watch Mojo, rather than like my dad saying, "Oh, hey, here's this record.
Here's Rob Halford doing for 10 minutes."
Literally.
But I mean, to go on your point, I think there's definitely a generational divide when it comes to like that stuff too. Because love AMG, but I feel like AMG is emblematic of like the side of metal that we just hate. Because like they always score like, gosh, all those bands way too highly in our opinion, in our humble opinion.
I mean,
and I was gonna say, and all the dudes at AMG are like, to put it lightly, I love you AMG, but they're all boomers. I feel like if you're a zoomer and you're getting into metal, chances are you're going to see like 9 million gent compilations on YouTube, and then get into either metalcore or gent, and then from there you're going to be like, oh, what's this funny black metal thing? Oh, cool. Like, I don't know.
Well, that's too heavy for. I don't know.
Yeah, and also like same thing.
See, that's weird. I don't understand. I never understand the "it's too heavy" argument. Okay. To say that again. If you show someone who listens to Taylor Swift and Ariana Grande religiously, they're gonna be like, "Oh, this is too heavy." No shit. But I don't understand like the slow pushback of people in the metal community, where like if you showed like that acquaintance that I had mentioned, one of the earlier Unleash the Archers album, which are like, half power metal and half just, straight mellow death. Like, what are you gonna like? I have a good feeling that they're not going to want that as, a sound that they want to listen to.
Well, dude, I mean, harsh vocals in general are just sort of hard for people to get into. Like, it's programmed into us for a variety of reasons. I mean, you can really only enjoy like extreme metal if you like harsh vocals, and that's hard for a lot of people.
Like, now, but why? That's a whole nother question.
Yeah, this is we're not talking about why harsh vocals are hard to get into, but I think let's at the very least heavy metal, power metal, all those subgenres that are in related sounds, they definitely cater towards an audience that prefers nice melodic epic singing.
Sure. But I think that's kind of the way that society, at least for a while, was program. I don't know who showed me this, but I saw a video of someone playing some songs from 2011 and like what songs are turning 10 this year. And I was like, mouth agape, like, oh my God, this is what popular music sounded like 10 years ago. And
oh my God, dude, it's nuts.
So unbelievably different from what it is now. And that it was just so shocking. And you're right. For a long time, the vocal performance it still is the emphasis, but like that really gaudy, almost
like theatric delivery.
Yes.
Like James LaBrie.
Like, have you heard anyone who soloed or who featured on a Pitbull track from like 2011? It's like just them doing like bullshit in the air.
Oh yeah, I know, dude.
It's so
in other news, Adam doesn't remember 10 years ago and is a boomer.
Dude, we're post-millennials here. We're not boomers. We're the farthest thing from a boomer there is. Actually, well, there's the new kids, but we don't like to talk about the
is there a name for like post Gen Z? Like,
I mean, there's gotta be. I mean, I call them the TikTok generation.
Shut up. You're literally the TikTok generation.
No, but I'm talking about the kids that are growing up on TikTok. Like the 7-year-olds that are on TikTok.
Yeah, they're Zoomers too, dude. We're just older Zoomers.
I don't know, dude. They're getting into... Dude, the next generation is going to be fucked in the head. Like, you think our memes are weird? You think Amir and like that boy are strange? No, dude, I'm scared.
Dude, you sound like fucking Bill Maher being like, well, the younger generations filled with snowflakes. They want to choose pronouns.
Well, now I don't know about that, but there is definitely going to be an interesting sociological change with the next generation and the internet.
Boomer Adam. Okay, let's talk about metal again.
Talking about metal.
So power metal sucks. We gotta. So also, the cheese is one thing, because I know for me, like I'm in right now. I'm wearing a Leviathan shirt. On the front is an upside down cross with skulls on it, and the back is the Leviathan logo, and it says the 10th sub level of suicide. Right? Like, obviously, I'm an edgy individual.
I was wearing a Together to the Stars shirt earlier, but I was wearing these pajama pants. We're recording at night for all of you interested listeners. And I changed into these pajama pants, and I was like, wait, I need to wear the shirt that came with the outfit that my grandmother so generously gave me for Christmas. So that's why I was wearing a metal shirt. But I know where you're going. I know where you're going.
Yeah, we're edgy, self-serious individuals, and sure, power metal can be edgy and self-serious, but oh my God, it's for lack of a better term, it's too happy and it's too cheesy.
Well, it's too wrapped in the fun of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, the fun of it, because like they're like, as we're talking right now, I'm listening to Let There Be Nothing, or Communicator's last album from last year, and like I'm like, these lyrics, like, they're so bad. Like, they're just, they're telling a tale about this fucking knight who was like lost on the battlefield. And like now he's behind enemy lines, and it's stupid, but like it is having so much fun with it because I don't know, it wants to be like the Knight's Tale. It's like it's your own D&D or role playing game in first person as like a metal musician through an auditory setting.
Well, also like it, definitely glorifies war with like with that Man of War.
Whoa, are we? That's a based opinion, dude. Is power metal nationalistic? Is power metal enforcing authoritarian regimes?
Oh, totally, 100%. Gosh, dude, now I'm listening to like just a 15,000 Spotify playlist of power metal because you brought it up, and I'm literally dying. Like everything, like the simple drum beats, the way like the guitars do like the trade-offy thing as intros before a vocalist does, and then like lyrics about like I swing my soul Into the Drag. Ah, she's so dumb. And like, I know a lot of people like this. I love D&D. I love Magic the Gathering. I love fucking high fantasy. I have like 3 fantasy tattoos, okay? But like, it just kills me. It's so dumb. It's too melodic. The vocals are shit. The production's always bad.
Oh, Sam, relax, bro. Calm down.
Dude, I'm sorry. I'm listening to Glory Hammer right now, okay?
All right. Look, as much as I don't want to say it, like, there has to be something of substance in those old Halloween albums, in those old 80s power metal. Like, there's got to be something.
Well, they're still unlistenable.
I'm sure they're still unlistenable, but like, there's got to be at least a tinge of like, okay, I understand why. Like, I would like you don't like Judas Priest, but like, you'll listen to
respect the Priest, though.
Yeah, you respect the Priest. Like, Firepower was probably the best like old band album to come out in the last 10 years. Like,
yeah, no, it was amazing. And like, I mean, I like those classics, and I mean, who doesn't go bananas for Painkiller?
No,
like,
seriously.
I feel like if I hadn't heard Painkiller and Rock Band 2, I wouldn't like metal.
Right.
Like, oh my god.
Like,
but
and that's
no, I respect that stuff. But the thing about power metal is it just goes too far. And like, I say that as someone who likes like beat down deathcore, beat down hardcore,
right,
where it's like literal me grug think you grug bad music,
grug think you,
or like. Or super over the top brutal death metal, or like porno grind. Like, I love the over the top music. I love fucking harsh noise, but something about power metal, it ticks all the wrong boxes, and I hate it so much. I hate it. Gosh, dude, I'm listening to freaking Halloween now because like you brought them up, and it's just I can't, man. Like, it's the same. This is what normies always say about metal, and what a lot of people say about like black metal, but all the songs are just like, oh, generic guitar riff intro, oh, now it's getting faster, oh, they're doing the and the guy's soaring, and then it goes into a chorus and you get a solo, and like,
yeah, I get it, I understand, and like, there's very little power metal that I genuinely enjoy. I can name the bands that I like on my hand. on one hand. So, look, man.
Well, I mean, look, the thing is like, there's a lot of good power metal. Like, I appreciate good music at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But I guess like the reason why I love the Unleash the Archers, Judicator, pretty cool, and I like music with elements of power metal. But I think the reason why I like these bands so much is like, A, they're amazing songwriters, and B, it's not too much.
Yes,
they have a fair amount of restraint.
It's not too much, and like, I don't know, like, yes, Brittany does do the power metal. She does, and
yeah, but
it is as cheesy as it comes. But like, I don't know, like, Unleash the Archers does enough cool stuff to the point where like that gets lost after the first
I agree.
30 seconds of the track.
And the songs are really interesting, and they're really cleverly done, like, at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, they're good musicians, and they're writing good music, even if it is, hinging on the power metal line. And I don't know, I think that way about Judicator, who, at least on my favorite album, The Last Emperor, is like, they incorporate speed metal, which I know that's a whole thing about what's speed metal, but
I don't think I've ever listened to like speed metal.
Not worth your time. But like, it makes the power metal that like we're complaining about just like 10 times, like 2 times faster, and just like kicks it up to like a punk pace. And I don't know, I think it works really well. But I think the experimentation is...
I'm listening to the Epic and Melodic playlist on Spotify right now, and I want to die. I heard Nightwish into a Levite into Ailstorm. I'm gonna pass out, bro. I can't anymore.
All right, so I want you to listen to, I don't know, listen to like either one of the 2 new Orden Ogan singles, and I want to hear your opinion. I've listened to both.
Orden Ogan? What?
Orden Ogan. What do you mean Orden Ogan? They're like they're like huge.
All right, sorry, it took me a second. Heart of the Android.
Yeah, listen to both of those singles, and we'll return to that, and I want to hear your opinions on both of them, because I have 2 very different opinions on those songs. No, I know. You guys can't see
can't.
it.
I can't. I'm fucking 10 seconds into Heart of the Android. I'm gonna die. Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much.
Spoiler alert, I prefer In the Dawn of the AI to Heart of the Android. But
okay, let's hear In the Dawn of the AI. Maybe it's better.
I mean, it's a metal song. That's
okay,
already
so that's kind of a nice riff.
Yeah, right? It's got a good riff, right? It's cheesy. There absolutely is. There's got to be something that power metal can bring to
a lot of time on thrash metal or shred it as its users lovingly call. And there's this there are like several people that just go bananas for power metal.
No, of course.
And the reason why they like it, but right. So not only does it pump you up, but it puts you in a good mood, and it can explore the darker elements going too far, which is sort of why we like prog. So
I want to go back, and one of the first metal albums that Sam and I had the displeasure of listening to off the internet was fuck, I can't remember the name of the album, but it was an album. It was the 2017 Ayreon album, The Source.
Oh gosh, dude!
And
stop.
Now, like, I will say to the end of time, that album has very little substance. There is not.
Dude, I hate Ayreon. I can't.
There's very little that I like about that record. But you know what? I kind of get it. And if it was a little heavier, I would actually like it.
I mean, whatever his name is like a pretty gifted composer. I just hate his songs.
Yeah.
It's like power metal's like that genre where like every vocalist is just James LaBrie.
Yeah. Do you think that if all power metal was composed as well as Ayreon was, then like there would be a
well, the
more...
thing is, dude, I mean, I just find the sonic palette and like the aesthetic really off-putting because like I've listened to the Brothers of Metal album like 5 times and it's pretty good. I just don't like.
I told you it's pretty good.
Like I hate power metal, but it's pretty good.
You hate power metal, but it's pretty good.
Like, look, there's some meat on the bones, and there's a reason why a lot of people like it, and there's a reason why it's really popular in Europe.
Yeah.
And like also it has, I don't know, like dumb fantasy music has its place, and when like Gygax slaps, that's heavy metal. I don't know.
That's heavy metal. Well, are we in the same camp that like what makes heavy metal and power metal so different? Is it just the over the topness of it?
Well, it's also, I mean, this isn't like an end all be all, but power metal tends to be a little bit faster, have a little bit more dramatic vocals, more focus on virtuosity.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing to give power metal. Like whoever plays it, or they're fucking gods at their instrument.
I mean,
and vocals.
Even like Ailstorm, who we shit on constantly. Like, oh yeah, no, those guys know what they're doing. Fully.
That's folk metal on them.
There is plenty of genre metal.
Adam, bro, why do you have a Corpaclani back tattoo?
Shit. You found me out.
Why'd you get it, man? What prompted that?
It was impulse, dude.
No.
Vodka.
Vodka.
I don't know. I think. All right. Anyway, back to Orden Ogan because I wanted to talk about this. I like In the Dawn of the AI. I think the song is fine.
It's fine, but like I hate everything about it.
Well, okay, when AMG gives the new Orden Ogan album a 5, you're gonna be like, "Why do you give it a 5?" And then that's why.
I'd rather listen to Pain of Salvation than this shit, dude.
Dude, I don't know about that, dude. I don't know.
Dude, you don't even like Passing Light of Day, SMH.
You're passing a line there. I'm not sure if I fully... Dude, I don't know. I need to go back and re-listen to Passing Light of Day again, because that album...
Dude, you just got filtered by Passing Light of Day, admit it.
It's so surreal listening to... I don't know.
Speaking of bad prog albums, why do we like a band like Haken so much, but dislike a band like Sabaton so much? When at the end of the day, they're not that different.
I think we like the breakdown, and I think we like the switching of styles and like power metal has its emphasis on clearly telling a story, whatever it may be, and it wants to do that in the like most impressive and muscular form that it can take. It just wants to be the best form it can take. There's very little room for experimentation in that because of purely the fact that they're trying to get that story out.
Also, I mean, I feel like I like, gosh, who's the dude that was who's vocalist for Symphony X for like a million years, and he's done a bunch of other stuff.
I have no.
Like, he sounds like James LaBrie, or James LaBrie sounds like him. But like, I mean, I don't know. I also we like the prog delivery. I think
we like it's not too much.
Yeah, it's restrained there, because like I'm sure like Haken for some of their stuff is prog power. Like Visions is pretty prog power, I'd say.
Yeah,
but like you can always tell that like Ross is holding back. He's never letting it all go, and the compositions aren't just guitar intro down to down.
It's the prog is prog. It is very odd structure. It switches around a lot. Where power metal absolutely follows a very formulaic approach to songwriting.
Not a bad thing because it makes it more accessible, and it you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
But gosh, I don't know. One of these days, I'm gonna like throw on a Jagd Panzer record and just go be like, Adam, this is the best thing I've ever heard.
The best album I've ever heard. No, I don't know about that.
No, sorry. Let me go on like ours. So, also I want to talk about this. Like, when it comes to like power metal, of like the big metal subgenres, there's not that much of it.
No, I disagree.
Sorry. Because if you go on like Metal Archives, right,
and
you click on black metal, there's 40,000 bands. If you click on power metal, there's 8,000 bands.
No.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now another thing. How much of power metal is lost into like
heavy or folk or symphonic?
Just because like I don't know, Nightwish like is a symphonic metal band technically, but like
so there are 3,000 symphonic bands. We add them to power up to 11,000. That's still a fourth of black metal.
Yeah, but actually, black metal has. I'm looking. I don't know where you're getting your numbers from. This black metal says 40,000 on Metalum.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, I thought you said 11. I don't know where I heard 11.
No, I said 11,000, which is like the amount of power metal bands plus the symphonic metal bands.
Oh, I don't even. Okay, all right, fine. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's more technically demanding.
I mean, I think it's also niche-er.
No, well, it's niche.
It's also not as like the thing we never like realize with black metal because we're Zoomers is like there was a moment in time where it was everything. It was metal. Like when post Mayhem, post Emperor, post Burzum, like the explosion that rung around the world was giant, and basically everyone was making black or death metal.
Sure. I mean, that makes sense.
Power metal never really had that explosion.
Well, I feel like even if we go on prog metal on this, on metal, like, how many bands are there? There's only 11,000 bands in prog. And, like, I don't know. I think prog is a pretty giant genre. And that's also excluding, all gent and all, I guess, adjacent metalcore that falls into that progressive category.
Gothic metal's its own thing too. Wow.
Yeah, Gothic metal. Well, because like, all right, think about that Draconian record from last year. Like, that's not a power metal album, but it is Gothic.
Oh, gosh.
It's Gothic death doom.
Gosh, well, so Adam, what's like the bigger point we're trying to make?
Power metal sucks. I think the point we're trying to make is that power metal is a very niche genre, and unfortunately, because of the lack of experimentation and variety within the scene itself, it just kind of becomes an inbred I guess, a stagnant genre that we don't like the oral palette of to begin with.
But we love black metal, and that's very samey.
True, but black metal's evolved. Black metal has changed over the last 30 years, where I feel power metal has not, except in terms of production.
Fair.
I don't know if that's completely true, but
I guess at the end of the day, power metal is a very niche sound, and it does its niche well, and there are a lot of people that really love that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really reach outside of that the way like a genre like a subgenre like black metal does. Like with black metal, you got chaotic black metal, atmospheric black metal, progressive black metal, shoegaze, black gaze, and then you have different combinations of black metal with basically every other subgenre. And with power metal, it's power metal. And you can't really, like, as soon as you start taking out little pieces of the power metal formula, it becomes something else. Like you replace the vocals with harsh, it's melodic death metal. You replace like the keyboard with something else, it's symphonic metal. Like, I don't know. There's only so much you can do to while retaining the power core, you know?
I think the problem with, at least for us, with power metal, is that, like, going back to a genre like gothic metal, that on Metalum has 4,000 entries. Like, the problem, I think, is that for whatever reason, and I think it might be just because it is huge in Europe, but like, we hear so much about power metal, even though there is such a lack of it. Like, people love it so much, and the media obviously responds to that and kind of blows it out of proportion into this. It's a spectacle, and it is literally the point of the music is to be a spectacle, and it does that in real life and in song. And I don't. Maybe that makes me a little uncomfortable, just because, like, I don't know. It works. It does exactly what it wants to do, and it's better than almost any other metal genre. I mean, obviously, we talked about Children of Bodom earlier, but like, like everyone being like, "Whoa, Alexi's death! That's huge news." And like, granted, the band is huge, but like to have such widespread appeal from a lot of big, really big music heads. Like, that's kind of interesting to think about.
Well, also, I mean, at least for like we just kind of have a strict aversion to melody. Like, I think the reason why we really like a lot of extreme metal and like noise is because we don't really like the focus on like storing vocal melodies that a lot of popular music has.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously metal's an alternative to that for us, but a lot of people don't have that aversion. So
right.
Hence power metal's enduring popularity. And like why it's a gateway for a lot of people.
True. Now, that being said, can you turn a power metal head into a black metal head?
It depends what priorities they have. I mean, a lot of people just like, in order to like black metal, you have to like harsh vocals and you have to like non-traditional like sonic aesthetics. And a lot of people just don't have that, which is fine. But I mean, black metal is also ludicrously popular, so just to a lesser extent. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it depends a lot on like.
Is it to a lesser extent, or is it just more spread? It's spread more thin because of the amount of black metal that there is out there.
Well, hear me out. I was gonna say I think it's a cultural thing, because like the reason why black metal's been huge in Scandinavia in particular is because Scandinavia just had a very different popular music trajectory than us. They have a lot more dissonant pop hits. They have they embrace weirder scales. And their folk culture, like their folk songs from like the 14th century, they still play today, and a lot of people are still familiar with those, and they're pretty haunting.
Are you telling me that ABBA is? No, I'm kidding.
You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
No, I mean, you're absolutely right. Like Murmur just made the folk album. Like the fucking,
and it's haunting. It's crazy. Yeah. And like if you like, and at least in America and in Britain, which is we're like in Germany actually, where like power metal are like probably at their biggest. Like we just have a very different like cultural musical history and like embrace of these things.
Mm-hmm.
and that's why we're less willing. At least I'd say most Americans are less willing to accept like extreme metal the way that Scandinavia has.
Well, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go so far as to say that, or I think that Scandinavia's even not even musical history, but just traditional history is not even, it's not Western. Like it's not.
Yeah, yeah.
Like what happened? Like even if they had the ties and obviously the the big wars with England and Germany and all everything around their area, like the history of France, England, Spain, and all that Western coast is just so much different.
Oh, so different. And like Scandinavia never really colonized the way like we have.
Oh,
so I mean, I don't know.
They got Iceland, and then they all fought over Iceland. And
yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, this is a much broader conversation, but I think there's definitely I'd like to think of black metal as a fundamentally Scandinavian genre. I think most people would agree with that.
Yeah.
And like black and power metal is a American and a British genre, and it's very much those things. It features like, if you want to get really academic, like power metal at its essence is about colonization, because it's all about the glory of the individual and the battles they fight and the fantasies that they make of those battles. And black metal, I mean, it's about nature, it's about the individual, it's about personal reflection, I think, more than anything else.
Yeah.
But I don't know, power metal shit.
I don't think power metal as a genre is bad. I don't think that any genre is just bad.
Yeah, no, there's merits to absolutely everything. I mean, it's just kind of, well, it doesn't suck because we have our preferences, but we just happen to have aesthetic preferences that don't necessarily align with the priorities of power metal.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that that's the biggest thing to take away is that, like, we can say a genre or a band sucks left and right, that, everyone's going to like what they're like. And obviously these groups are so goddamn popular, so someone's got to like them.
Yeah, I mean, we don't need to tell, like, I don't know, Ailstorm doesn't need like 2 post-millennial shitheads approval.
Literally,
when they're very successful. And same thing for all the other power metal bands.
Right. And on that note, this is a short one because I don't know. I don't know how much more we can really.
No, I mean, I think that's like a natural ending point. It just so happens that like the past month we've been having 2-hour podcasts because there's so much to talk about in 2020.
Yeah, December is, I guess, kind of loaded in that way. But
the one news article, because let's be real, literally, like,
no news.
Oh no.
Oh no. Is there more? Wait. Is there more Beer Factory news?
No, I'm check. Oh god. Oh Jesus. Oh gosh, this is scary.
What?
No, I'm checking the Georgia. Right, we're recording this as the Georgia runoff results are coming in, and I'm checking those, and right now they're fluctuating.
They are fluctuating very heavily.
Okay, well, in the world of metal, I was gonna say there's not, like, we had, unfortunately, Alexei Laiho's death. Big F.
That's the biggest F. That's also definitely the biggest story of the year. We can go through the. I'm on Metal Sucks, and these metal albums turned 20 in 2021.
Oh gosh, would you mind linking it?
I will link it.
The linky?
The linky. It is in that chat. I'm just gonna go through.
Oh gosh, Iowa turns 21.
Iowa turns 20. I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of these bands. I don't know, like, the old Avenged Sevenfold.
Dude, we gotta look at the old Acre Cough. Apparently, it's great.
So, hot take. I think all Acre Cough is good, but Bolt Thrower, Honor, Valor, Pride.
That album's 10.
Jane Doe turns 20 this year.
Holy shit!
That's big news. I'm trying to find some other ones. Some other
Dimmu Borgir, puritanical euphoric misanthropy.
Drowning Pool Sinner.
Emperor Prometheus, the discipline of fire and demand. Oh gosh. Gosh. Every Time I Die.
Mm-hmm. Phantomas. Classic.
Everyone's favorite. Yeah. Oh, gosh, dude. Gojira. Oh, wow. Terra Incognita turns 20.
Mm-hmm.
The Gojira Boomer Band. Yag Panzer. King's X.
Yep.
Dude, I gotta go back to King's X.
Creator. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we both really enjoy that. Did the Mastodon demo come out or EP come out?
Yeah, Life's Blood.
Life's Blood.
Gosh, My Dying Bride. Oh man, Nickelback.
Black.
Oh my god, yeah, dude. Yeah, I always forget. 2001 has Jane Doe, Blackwater Park, and Lateralis. Like, imagine being like 18 in 2001 and just going to all these shows and on like DMT.
You're losing your mind.
Gosh, dude, holy shit! Yeah, Blackwater Park might just be the best album of all time. So.
Prowler in the Yard came out in 2001 too.
Wait, what?
Pig Destroyer. Pig Destroyer.
I'm sorry. It took me a second.
God Hates Us All came out on 9/11.
Yep. Rammstein, Mutter. Wait.
Toxicity came out in 2001.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, dude. 2001 was so good.
Damn.
Oh my god. Yeah,
Wild list.
Oh gosh. Static. Oh, Static X's big album. Machine.
Mm-hmm.
You push it. Gosh, man. Are we just gonna do 20-year retrospectives for all these?
I guess so, dude. Dude, Corey Taylor's given up Sugar for 2021.
Dude, Corey. I finally watched Fantana's like worst songs of 2020.
Yeah.
And
dude.
PMFT.
Oh my! I mean, you've listened to the song.
Yeah, I know. Grant sent me it. You're gonna have to bleep that out. My friend sent it to me the day it came out, and he was like, "Sam, this song is probably the worst thing I've heard in a long time. It's a rap rock new metal song from Corey Taylor." And that's all I needed.
Dude, if you haven't listened to CMFT, do yourself a disservice and go listen to it right now.
Okay, hear me out. I feel like psychosexual was overhyped for me because I've heard it heralded as like the worst thing to happen to metal on like 8 publications, and I feel like it's not actually that bad. It's just mediocre and cringy.
No, I think it's just mediocre and cringe. I agree with the psychosexual hate.
Like I feel like CMFT is a worse song than like Let the Sin Begin.
Oh yeah,
it's just not as cringy.
Yeah.
You push it. Gosh, now we have. Okay, Adam, let's be real. We doing a Static X podcast or what?
I have only listened to one Static X album, and it was the one from last year.
You listened to it? I'm sorry, dude.
It was not fun. I think that
Rip Wayne though.
Yeah, I think that Static X kind of falls into a similar category as power metal, purely because of its electronic elements taking a very large seat at the sonic table.
All right, we're just gonna gloss over whatever you just said. Metallica streamed 1 billion times on Spotify in 2020.
That's disgusting.
So for those,
did you? Okay, sorry. No, you go.
I was gonna say, we always meme about how Spotify doesn't pay its artists. I think a fun little tidbit of info. So me and Adam have all of our. We're not going to disclose our band's name, but we have our band on Spotify, and so far we have made a total of 58 cents from the platform. So I hope Metallica's enjoying their like million in streaming revenue.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But have you heard Flesh God Apocalypse's cover?
Dude, I literally saw. I was scrolling through. I gotta listen to it right.
I heard it. It's hysterical. I listened to it when it came out. Hysterical. Like it's exactly what you think it's gonna be, and it's great. Yeah. Flesh God Apocalypse is a band that I don't know. I think we have a positive relationship with Flesh God Apocalypse, and I think
inside and outside.
I think it's just because the band is so technically proficient that like you can't even hate their music, because if you do, you're not doing a service to their talent.
Oh my god, this is amazing.
I know, right?
And, yeah, I mean, dude, I like Flesh God Apocalypse. Like, I feel like they have a pretty consistent discography.
No, yeah, they do. And I mean, it's heavy in the way where it's just like there is so much happening at one time that you just kind of like you get lost in it.
I feel like we even kind of underrated Valeno. Like, Valeno's a really good record.
And probably.
But yeah,
I don't think it's better than like King or like Agony, but
no, dude, Oracles is the best Flesh God record. What do you mean? Actually, okay.
What does RYM say? What does RYM?
No, literally, that was my first thought. Dude,
bad.
Knowing RYM, they're gonna put Oracles.
Yeah, probably.
I
got there first, and it absolutely is Oracles.
Yeah, I told you.
Not by a lot, but
yeah, no. Oh yeah, no. Valeno's the second highest.
Yeah.
Wait, King is their lowest? What? King is definitely better than Labyrinth at the very least.
That I can agree with.
Son of King, okay, let's be real though. Flesh God doesn't have a bad album.
No.
Dude, I remember listening to Labyrinth as like my first tech death album and just losing it. Like, how can music be this heavy?
Oh, music! Oh my god,
dude, I'd go bananas to the Violation live.
Oh yeah, who wouldn't? If the whole pit isn't erupting, you're doing it wrong.
Speaking of pits erupting.
Oh yeah.
No, dude. There's literally no news this week. Like, rip the two big people. We should talk about the list of lists, though.
The list. Oh yes, we should talk about the list of lists.
Like, and then that'll be a nice like. Oh shit, dude. I'm looking at the election results right now. Oh no.
Don't worry about it.
So I'm scared.
Still got a lot of votes to come in.
I know all of our listeners want to hear about American politics.
I'm still listening to the Flesh God song. All right, yes, let's talk about the list of lists.
Yeah, so this is, I believe Heavy Blog also does this, but Heavy Blog hasn't released their list yet.
What the frick, Heavy Blog?
Dude, Heavy Blog always drops literally the best list of the year. We're waiting on you, Nick, Eden, and the guys, or in the individuals, because a few of them are NB.
Yeah. But yes, send. I'm gonna find the list of lists again.
So, or was it NCS or Invisible Oranges? Well, NCS. They combined like basically every medalist of the year, like all the top X medalists of the year, and then they averaged all the scores, and then they made a list of it.
I'm not surprised. I'm not at all surprised by what.
Yeah, dude, this is like the way every year. It's always interesting to see because you get to see like sort of the sorry, you just got to see a congregate of like the metal criticism communities like favorite albums, and then it normally skews for bigger bands and for like critical darlings, which is kind of obvious, but just it's important to note that. So do you want to go from the bottom up or?
No, I'll go from the bottom up.
Okay. So in the bottom 10 are Undergang, Black Dahlia Murder, Midnight, Oliver, Afterbirth, Mellow Carpeton, Jabalba, My Dying Bride, Protest the Hero, and Puron.
So I'm actually surprised by a few of these picks. I'm
surprised Undergang's there.
Undergang came out so late in the year that I didn't really expect it to get much traction. I'm also kind of surprised that Puron and Malacarpeton got a lot of coverage. Not on the fact that they're not good albums, because they both are very good albums, but like that's kind of not. I mean, that's heavy. Like that stuff is not easy to listen to.
Puron are huge. And Malacarpeton got a lot of really positive coverage early in the year. Like it was covered on Toilet of Hell, NCS, Invisible Oranges.
Yeah.
And
of course, yeah,
and Stereogum too. So
all
the major things. I will say Protest should be higher.
Well, of course it should be higher.
Dude, I'm sorry. We should have put that as a number one.
CBS has called a toss-up for the election result.
Nandeska?
That's what CBS called. No one else called that. Just saying.
Only 77% are reporting.
I agree. I understand. Well, yeah, I know. You should trust the Associated Press, by the way, for all U.S. election results. Just saying. Anyway, back to the list. You got some pretty based picks here in the 30 to 40 range.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Fluey Stirrars, Vile Creature, Defeated Sanity, Intronaut, Esok Trillium, Atramentus, Uada, Unleash the Archers, Armored Saint, and Spectral Lore, and Mercognum. Dude, get Armored Saint out of there. And
dude,
get Uada out of there, too.
That Uada album sucks. Well, it doesn't suck. It's just... Okay, the what is like the monologue in the third song where it's like the cringiest political thing I've ever heard?
I don't know, but you know what I do know is the 2018 Uada album was great, and this one is not.
I mean, the previous two were great. I feel like Jin's Jin has like two good songs. I don't know, whatever. The rest, you know what? The biggest thing that comes to mind when I'm looking at this is like it just makes me realize how much of a normie I am and how much of how mainstream our tastes really are.
Well, it's weird because. Well, no, we just have... I don't think it's normie. It's just the same taste as metal bloggers. Because we're so deep into that.
I will say, we in our top 10, we always have like one or two picks that no one else does. And this year was Couch Slut.
Yeah, that's true. Dude, what the frick, dude? Why aren't people getting into Couch Slut?
I know. Well, it's always the noise albums. I didn't see a single publication mention Bible songs last year.
But there was also a ton of hype for Miss Piss. I saw a ton of you know what I've been reading is the Converge list from each member of Converge.
Oh, really? Yeah, no, dude, that's based. Nate's list is based.
They're all really good lists, and I think each and every one of them mentioned both Couch Slut and Miss Piss, both of which are noise rock albums fronted by females that deserve your attention.
Yeah, they're good. I'm a Chelsea Wolf simp. Okay, I gotta listen to a friggin' Intronaut again. You know,
actually, Deep Cuts, that was the only metal album on his best of list for the year.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Interesting.
Was the record.
It's a good record. I've only listened to it a few times, though.
Interesting record.
I mean, Sasha from Intronaut is an awesome dude. He's done a lot of really cool stuff, but I don't know. This list is pretty much to be expected. Let's go 30 to 21 with Gulch, Fate's Warning, Wayfarer, Cryptic Shift, Wake Enslaved, Thy Kettle Falk. I'm sorry. Anal Nathrath, Killer Be Killed, and Paradise Lost. So mostly good.
I mean, I think this is heavy normie territory right here. You have Killer Be Killed, you have Fate's Warning, you got Anal Nathrath, Paradise Lost. Thy Catafalque, even to a certain extent, and Enslaved.
And I don't think any of those records are that good.
No.
I mean, Wayfarer is really good. Cryptic Shift's obviously good. And Gulch is obviously great.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you feel it really does make me feel like a normie, though, because, the one hardcore record we really like is, of course, the one hardcore record everyone and their mom likes.
Well, yeah. I don't know, but there's always the gems. I feel like in 3 months we'll find a hardcore record from 2010 that we're I mean, when you heard the Amygdala album this year from last year, you were like, I shit my pants.
Yeah, no, I remember listening to that and being like, hardcore sucks. And then listening to it again being like, hardcore is amazing.
Yeah, hardcore is amazing.
I want to go to some more hardcore shows when the world opens up.
Oh, yeah, me too.
2211.
2211. I can read 2211. We got Necrot, Mr. Bungle, Lamp of Murmur, Pallbearer, Svalbard, Paysage Diver, Habukrunu, Black Curse, Catatonia, Cirith Ungol, and Spirit Adrift. I actually wanted to mention, and I didn't mention this earlier, today I listened to Air of Eclectic Romanticism. I think that's what it's called. Ecliptical Romanticism by Lamp of Murmur.
I've literally never heard of this record.
Yeah, it's fucking great. We talked about it last week.
Oh yeah, it's that. Okay, well, goes to show you how much I know about music, right?
Yeah. Although half of it is, there are a few tracks that are just Dungeons and tracks. They're 2 minutes, but the black metal tracks, they go so hard.
It's the edgy album cover.
Yes, it's the edgy album cover.
Yeah, I don't know. This seems pretty standard.
I'm not surprised by any of these, but wow, that Catatonia album does not deserve that spot. At all. I'm sorry.
Paul that high.
I'm not, dude. Everyone loves Paul Bearer. Even
dude, Evolve got shafted.
Evolve gotten shafted every. Look, Fantano. I'm sorry. You fucked up, dude, and you made the whole world fuck up with you. I'm calling Fantano out.
Dude, let's just be real.
Beef with
Fantano. Hey, if we want to grow the channel, that's one way to do it, right? Anthony Fantano, I will drop Whole Lot of Red.
Oh, we love.
The top 10 is
yeah, you want to read that one?
Sure. Eternal Champion, boo. The Ocean, boo. Swevin, Code Orange, Imperial Triumphant, Ember Thrundle, and Thou.
Also, I'm glad
Napalm Death, Deftones, and Aranzi Pazuzu.
They deserve it.
This is like the most by them. Like, I will say it's kind of funny because you can tell how much sway the individual Invisible Oranges and NCS lists have because Swevin is up here. Because I haven't seen Swevin.
Well, I mean, they just put out so many lists that they have to, put all their ducks in their own row.
I mean, look, Swevin's a great album. And Code Orange is here because they're gigantic. Ocean's here because everyone likes the ocean. Everyone likes Eternal Champion too for some reason, but look, they
just went over why we don't like that music.
And yeah, for like an hour. But no, this is pretty much to be expected. I'm kind of surprised that Napalm Death.
No, I don't think I'm not. I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised or disappointed because, like, I do think that album's got some meat on its bones. So I'm not mad. I am, like I said, I'm glad Aranzi Pazuzu got the top spot. I mean, they deserve it. And Mestar,
dude, it's Mestar. Yeah, it's the best album.
And like,
great.
I think for overall appeal, like that album definitely deserves it. But that is something also interesting is how far we've come, and that's the number one, and not Ohms. Because like Ohms is two. I don't.
Right?
I think it's really interesting that Aranzi Pazuzu, random ass Finnish psychedelic black metal band that we heard in 2016. Well, now they're on Nuclear Blast, but like I don't know. It's so crazy because like you would I don't know. I would have not expected their rise to fame in such a drastic manner. 4 years.
I mean, it's funny because we say that, and you go on Spotify, and like they're big. Actually, no, doesn't like Viratalia
it's not. It's not a ton. Because like, I mean,
I don't know. Look, dude. I mean, at the end of the day, their music's incredibly unique and it's incredibly good.
Look, I'm not arguing against those songs. I'm not arguing against the Star and Kids.
Adam hates
I say in the upcoming Best Albums of 2020 article that will be released very soon. We promise. We mean that. We mean that this time. We mean it. I do say that.
Look, dude. Look, we're setting our calendars to June 1st. We'll get it out by June
1st. Yeah, no. The Star and Kinsey is probably my favorite record of the year in just pure like favoritism. Like not based on quality, but merely based on personal preference. My favorite album.
But Adam, my sisters and brothers,
I prefer Aranzi Pazuzu to that album.
My favorite record of the year that you never even talked about, you never even mentioned it once.
What album's that?
1 second. I got it. One second. Is the album my favorite record that Adam just hates is J Beeb's Changes.
That is my favorite record of the year. That is.
Bro, you got that? Yeah.
Stop. All right, on that note, our audio quality should sound infinitely better on this episode. If it does, please give us some feedback if you care to.
Yeah, comment, subscribe, follow us on Spotify, Twitter, everything.
Yeah, but I don't know. We're using a different way to record this episode. So if it does sound better and you like the changes that we've made, leave a comment.
Them Changes by Thundercat featuring Ariana Grande. Also, next week we're talking about The Best Between the Bird and Me record.
We are talking.
They're self-titled.
We are talking about Coma Ecliptic next week, which is going to be exciting. As I sigh and shake my head.
I've listened to Coma Ecliptic like 30 times, so I'm ready.
Well, we're gonna see what Adam thinks of Coma Ecliptic.
Dude, I guarantee. Okay, early predictions for those who actually listen to this episode. All three of them. Adam. Favorite song. Actually, knowing you, it's probably going to be. I don't know. I'm gonna say a Coptic Stroll. I think you'll appreciate a Coptic Stroll.
All right, we will see when we return next week on the PMMetalGuide podcast.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you to say you've been Sam, but that's fine.
Oh, I've been Sam.
I'm Adam.
Check us out on everything next week. Coma Ecliptic, Anthony Fantano forever.